Hey up YouTube, back down on the North Wall today. No fun and dance, no fun and games. We're just hunting for bass. There's been some crackers come out here in the last few days, so sod's law, now I'm down here with the camera. They will have all gone somewhere else. There's not a lot of movement in the water, so I am sceptical. I've got to be honest. I'm fishing two clip down rigs with slightly smaller hooks, and I'm trying to send one at distance and we'll keep one close in, but it appears in the last few days I've forgotten how to cast. But we're set up, we're out. We are approximately 2 hours away from high tide, so fingers crossed we'll see what we can see. I don't know whether you just went over my line, but I just got a thump as you hit the water then. We'll find out in a bit, eh? So I'll see you in a sec, unless something happens with this rod, but I don't think it will. Hey up YouTube, back down on the North Wall today. No fun and dance, no fun and games. We're just hunting for bass. There's been some crackers come out here in the last few days, so sod's law, now I'm down here with the camera. They will have all gone somewhere else. There's not a lot of movement in the water, so I am sceptical. I've got to be honest. I'm fishing two clip down rigs with slightly smaller hooks, and I'm trying to send one at distance and we'll keep one close in, but it appears in the last few days I've forgotten how to cast. But we're set up, we're out. We are approximately 2 hours away from high tide, so fingers crossed we'll see what we can see. I don't know whether you just went over my line, but I just got a thump as you hit the water then. We'll find out in a bit, eh? So I'll see you in a sec, unless something happens with this rod, but I don't think it will. don't know. Has yours pulled round now, that one you just cast?
Well, I cast it more or less in front, and it seems to stay more or less in front.
Cool. That means that I might have had something taking an interest in my bait. Because just as your lead hit the water, my ward rod, the one that's drifted across, went donk.
I don't think it's going to be mine.
Well, we'll find out in a bit. I'm not like some other fishermen that'll kick off because we've drifted into each other or whatever. Right, see if it holds out this time. Right. Sorry I've not been speaking to you guys too much. I've been gassing, been chatting. Let me just see if the rod tips are in focus for you guys. I mean, they will be on a time lapse, and I'm going to put the tip lights on them in a sec, which means that you can see them lovely. But yeah, I've had, without a doubt, and I know I'm gutted because normally I'd have them on time lapse, but I left the camera to charge, and it turns out it hasn't charged. But I left the camera to charge and missed them, didn't get them on film. But 2 good bites, missed both bites. I think it is going to be one of those nights where if you get a good bite, you're going to have to hit into it a little bit. Actually, I think you're supposed to do that with bass anyway. I don't know. But as with most of my impromptu trips, especially my trips down to this wall, they always seem to be with the intention of using up some old bait, which essentially is what I'm doing today. It's bait that's left over from Easington at the weekend. That video, actually, I was meant to set live this evening. I completely forgot to actually upload it. So it's uploading now, and it'll be live tomorrow for you guys. It'll be live on Tuesday. I might set it live tonight, but it'll be late. I won't get back from here till about midnight. No, we'll be earlier than that. Is there any particular... Do you want to be back for any particular time? Do you need to be back for any particular time?
Before 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, it'd be before 2 o'clock in the morning.
Weird. This one. Function.
Yeah, the other one doesn't.
No.
I get them like that. Every once in a while you get one that just doesn't.
But it did this afternoon when I tested it.
Yeah. It's because they're so simple that sometimes they're just too simple. Right, well that's not turned on. Which way have you got your holder here? You've got your holder wrong way around.
No, I haven't. I've got
Oh, you've just put some more tape on it, have you?
Both ends. There we go.
There you go. I was going to say,
I'm a bit of a, I didn't like to turn it too far.
you want, yeah. There's a stop. There's a point. There's a stopper.
Yeah.
And what it's supposed to be is there. And obviously, when you slide that in, it then can't turn off.
No, that'll do it.
So it's supposed to sit right the way round up against the stopper.
But these batteries are insane.
Yes, they are. But mine seem to self-destruct. Mine seem to be rusting out on the inside. They used to come with a squirt of silicone or Vaseline inside them.
Really?
And I've noticed the ones that I've had recently haven't had that. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, yes, right. Anyway, back in the room, back on the video. Couple of good hard knocks. High tide is, I can't remember what time, about an hour away-ish. So we are now heading up to the time where you want to have good bait in the water. Prime time. I'll probably fish it about an hour on the down or until I run out of bait. Because although we did get half a pound of these rag from George over at Anglers and Danglers are monsters this time. And the lug was a nice mix in size. I do like a mix on my worm size because it gives you that variability when you're out to be able to say, well, the big fish ain't biting, or, you know, so you can put some smaller ones on a flapper and you can put some bigger ones on a clip down or something like that. You know what? Whilst we're filming, I'm going to bring this rod in because it did have a bite on it, and now every once in a while it seems to just twitch slightly. Nah, there's nothing on it. I can't feel anything. But it's time to rebait it anyway, so we're going to rebait it. And and put a new tip light on it. And then I'll actually do some time lapsing. What are you chuckling away at? Me? Yeah, right. Way. Yeah, this one looks like it did get attacked. So we'll put some more worm on it, and we'll keep putting bits of worm on it until it can take no more worm, and then we'll clean it off and we'll put some more worm on it. Come here, you bitey little feckers. I'm still feisty to say they've been in my fridge for 3 days. What, including your lug? And you didn't get a chance to change paper on your lug either? That's good going, that is, for lug.
I'm amazed.
Yeah, I would be. My stew, they were fresh that day when I got them. But you tend to find once they're in paper, and the thing is, if one of them blows inside paper, they all pop.
I do. Okay, be like that.
It might almost be head torture clock as well. I'm struggling to see to bait up. I'm just going to grab my tip lights out now. I know I've got one that works. The other one is a little bit female. Oh. You brought what? Well, that's one of them that works. Now, for your video purposes, I think you're going to be a bit screwed because I think both my tip lights are red. So I'm not going to be able to refer to the red rod and the blue rod. But hey ho, we will continue. The show must go on, as they say. No, I'm all right. It'll be. No, I'll just set rod up left, rod up right. It's not as if there'll be any fish on it in video anyway. Ever the optimist. Always be a pessimist, that way you can never be disappointed. But doesn't that saying that make you an optimist? Oh. Oh, you've watched me cast before, have you? About 10 yards that way. Yeah, with this rod. That's why I was surprised what Matty was saying about the 14-footer, because he fishes down here so regularly. I thought he'd get on more with the 14-footer than the 15-foot, because they. Yeah, this bit with a bit of space.
I would be very tempted to look at 11.5 to 12.
Yeah. Yeah, which is alright if you're on a multi. Do I even? Ow!
When you think about it, it's not that long ago where a 12-foot rod was about the biggest you'd ever got.
Yeah.
I have to say, these rod lights are excellent for their money, aren't they?
For the money, you can't beat them. I might invest in some BCCT ones.
I tried that. Jamie can print my reel reviewed them and said they were brilliant because you can remove the battery
Yeah.
and the batteries are freely available.
And you can also get, if you scour eBay enough, you can get rechargeable ones.
Yeah. But I haven't managed to find anybody that's actually got it.
Somebody was posting on one of the Facebook pages the other day that he got some in, but I can't remember who it was. If I come across the ad, I'll. You can get them off eBay, but they tend to scalp a bit for them because they're quite hard to get.
They're about 18 quid.
Yeah, which is ludicrous. Turns out I was wrong about my tip light. One of them is blue. It's not very bright, but it should show up on camera just fine. Yeah, that's a bass bite for you. Is it on there?
Have anything on it?
Doesn't have anything on it. Or could it be that it's swimming at us?
If it is, it's going to be the smallest bass you've ever seen. Could even be a new subspecies for a record.
Yeah, it's stopped. It's not there. You stop winding. Never stop winding at the foot of the wall. What rig you got on there? It's pulley pennel.
Yeah. That's the one that you said might be a bit long.
Oh, I didn't realise it was a pulley pennel.
And I said,
Oh well.
I think you're right. And then I said, I can't be bothered to change.
Yeah. Well, you could just clip some out at hook length. Right. I'm going to. There was something. I was talking about something. I want to talk. Yeah, you need. Yeah. I'm going to put you guys back on time lapse, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Hopefully with a fish. Hey dear. Guys, I hope this is coming through on the time lapse. Just how many, I don't know the right word to use, nudges, knocks, nibbles we're getting, because I've got all 4 rods in shot. Your rods are going.
Yes.
My rods are going. They're just not translating into fish. So I just said to Aid there, I says, I'm just going to speak to the camera for a minute. Because this video isn't going to be very long. I'll be honest, I never intended on it being very long. I'm purposely sort of relying heavily on the time lapse for today's video, just because I don't have much time left in the week or much time after today to do any editing or playing about. So I just wanted something that I can quickly put up. That and the feedback I'm getting on the sort of chill out time-lapsey thing that I've done in the last few videos has been pretty good. You seem to be quite liking it. I just need to find some better music or some more variance in the music. Anyway, the reason I said I wanted to turn the camera on is I wanted to ask the broader community out there, what would you do in our scenario? You've got, apart from get up and go home, yeah. You've got a pulley pennel, yes, and a 2-hook flapper, yep, on small hooks, yeah, ones and 1/0s. I've got 2 2-hook clip downs. One's on 2 1/0s, one's on 2 size 1s. We're getting the same amount of interest on the bait, roughly speaking. We're casting roughly probably the same distance. Yeah. Anywhere between sort of 40 to 80 yards. I know that's quite a broad range, but we're in the dark. We can't really see what's going on out there. You know, what, aside from pack up and go home, what would be your chosen tactic now? What would you employ to try and increase, say increase, even get the first conversion of what is clearly fish out there? Because the baits are getting chewed, they're not getting taken, they're getting chewed, so it's not crabs. It's not that the hook should be oversized for any fish that should be about at the moment, unless you're talking sprats. But then the baits would be getting chewed and dismembered. They're not. They're getting, and I seem to have used this term so much in recent videos, but the baits are getting sucked on. And I wish I could come up with a better term than saying my worms are getting sucked. You can tell we've been stood out in the cold too long. We're chuckling like teenage schoolgirls. Well, you know, I can't think of a better term for it. They're coming along and they're sucking all the goodness out of the worm and then they're buggering off. Story map, no, I wish. So yeah, I'd like to know. I would like to know in the comments below. Please, in the comments, not on Facebook. I'm very rarely signed into the One Man and His Rod Messenger Facebook at the moment for varying personal reasons. So please don't message me on Facebook. Please do comment in the YouTube comments down below. Yeah, I would like to know what you would do. It was the same for me at Easington. I was getting knocks, I was getting bites. I got some really stonking bites that I think showed up on camera. And then when I was editing the video, I know I saw at least 4 or 5 that I just out and out missed. But they're just not converting. Now at Easington, I was using a Wessex rig, so a running ledger flapper hybrid, which is essentially all a Wessex rig is. And a pulley pennel. I've just messaged, or I've just checked my phone, and the other lads, there's lads either side of us here. If they were catching anything, to be perfectly honest, they would have sent pictures of it before now. Oh, hang on, Kurt might have done. He said he'd send me in via messenger, didn't he?
Rubbing it in, is it?
Yeah, well, I think that's why they do it. Kurt said he'd have to send them via messenger because his WhatsApp's playing up, so I'm wondering which messenger he may have sent them to. What am I signed in as? Let's have a look. There's nothing on this one. So yeah, it is possible that he's had a fish. Let's have a look. But yeah, we certainly would have heard something from the lads up that way if there was much doing. So yeah, I would be genuinely interested to know what you guys... Ah, there we go, message from Kurt. Oh, he's been messaging me for days. Yeah, he's been messaging me for days. Kurt has had 2 bites as of 10 minutes ago. So they're having the same story. By the looks of things, they've got the same issues. Bites with no conversion.
See the green one?
No, I missed it. But it'll show up on video. I think you should be in frame. I did try and get all 4 rods in frame, although I'm not sure the actual video footage is a narrower field of view than the time-lapse footage, which is weird because the camera settings are the same.
I don't understand this. It's almost like I'm going completely nuts and seeing things now.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that green one is doing this.
Yeah.
Every so often he gives me the double dip and then he comes back up
Yeah.
again. And then, whatever it is,
Just fucks off. Yep.
there you go, look. And it can't be wave action because the red one ain't doing it.
No. And you've got, carbon copies there, haven't you?
It's pretty, well, it's the same weight on the end of it.
Yeah.
Same weight, same gripper, same everything. It's almost like he's sitting down there, sort of like nibbling a bit here and a bit there.
But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We just can't convert any of the nibbles, knocks, bites, nudges, whatever they are. We just can't convert them to bites. And it's not just us. There is at least, Kurt will have 2 in, Paul will have 2 in, the lads up there, they'll have probably 6 in between the lot of them. So there's over 10 rods out.
Nothing all night.
And nothing.
I mean, honestly, if it was me, I could understand it. But no, seriously, if it was me not catching anything,
Yeah, but then you see the pictures of the catches from last night, literally 24 hours ago, and they were pulling them out for fun. It just goes to show. It's like I said to you when we got here, though, I was worried the sea was too flat, and it's like a bloody mill pond now.
Yeah, and now I've got red and green.
Oh, now that was very different on red.
Yeah.
Has it slack-lined you? No, it hasn't. Based on how this night's going, if that starts quivering again, I'd be tempted to hit into it.
I'm taking any chances.
You just need it to just vibrate, not just sway, don't you?
I don't know a fish that is that gentle. He's like a 40-pound carp that's been caught 300 times.
Yeah. But it's almost as if they're swimming up and down the wall in parade, just nibbling off every hook. But yeah, the baits we're using, perhaps I should have brought some bluey, maybe that would have made the world of difference. Who the hell knows? But the baits we're using is ragworm, lugworm and squid. I've just sent some lugworms wrapped inside a squid hood, primarily to just make the bait a bit hardier. And the fact that the lug I've got left a small lug. So after this it'll probably just go back to rag.
No, I said if I caught a fish, your dad could have it.
Have you caught one?
No, he's still going hungry.
It's still going hungry, yeah. Top hook's been savaged, hasn't it? Yeah, top hook's definitely been mauled. Which for the first time all night since I started talking, unless it's been doing it and I've missed it, my rods have been silent. So perhaps whatever it is allergic to squid. It's definitely not crabs. Definitely, without a doubt, not crabs. You know, it's like I said time and time again, the crabs on this length of coastline, and most predominantly in the river in the Humber, will eat all your bait and send a message back saying please send more. Or else. And that ain't happening tonight. That ain't happening, so I don't know. But I would be interested to hear your feedback. Also, whilst I've got you, and we're talking about getting involved in the comments and the discussions and things like that, please do press that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I hate doing all this promoting stuff, but it's undeniable that it does make a difference. And I would like to reach that 1K goal, just to get the extra features and support from YouTube. Yeah, guys, I'm going to... I don't know whether to keep you rolling or whether to put you on time lapse. I feel like I'm abusing the time lapse quite a lot recently. What do you use, crimps or stop knots? You've got crimps on that one, haven't you? What about your spring?
No, they're stop knots.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because the crimps I've got too big.
All right, okay.
So it's incompetence rather than choice.
I'm just going to see how we're doing for water. Oh, we're all right for water for now.
It is the sea, you know that, don't you?
Well, yes.
So there's going to be plenty. It's just not within the distance.
Well, yes, well, exactly. We're coming up to an hour past high, to be fair, so it will start disappearing at a fair rate of knots.
Come here.
It never fails to amaze me when I bring you guys out here, like Alf was a southerner, you're a southerner, well, just guys from other parts of the country. It always makes me chuckle just how much you guys are shocked by how fast the tide. Sounds like we might have the first fish of the night down the other end there.
Okay, so I hate them. Clearly unpleasant people, and therefore I mean, you can go off people, so
Yeah. That was definitely a celebration of quite a bit of extent. So clearly we're not the only ones having an atrociously pain in the arse night. For what? Oh, I don't fucking mind.
it's not like you're at 500,000.
No. I'm not monetised yet anyway. You've hit the 1,000 mark. Oh, I could really do with a good stonking session though. It's demoralising when you have a few bad runs, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't complain. You caught at Easington.
I did. By complete fluke and accident.
I think everybody caught by complete fluke and accident.
Oh, I don't know. I thought the other guy that was there, he was a bit good.
Jimmy.
Yeah. The chap who was there that had all the fights on the Great Road.
Yeah, Jimmy. But to add insult to injury, I'm planning Mablethorpe next weekend. And I'm targeting a ray, which means that I'll probably sit twiddling my thumbs all night. Hopefully it'll be warmer than it is now though.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, if worse comes to worse, we might all toddle off back to Big Dan's caravan. At least in Mablethorpe we can go to arcades instead of...
If you get really desperate.
Yeah. So coming next week, guys, is a 2-hour video of me playing on 2p machines at Mablethorpe. And I probably still won't win anything on them either. Well, no, because I'll be putting the same amount of money in 2p machines.
Yeah, but you've got a bait chance to get it back.
Or I'll get enough tickets to get a piece of bubble gum. What will my 3,000 tickets get me, mister? A 5p chew. An extra large cola bottle. Yeah, since I put that squid on, my rods have gone silent.
Be honest, I was never that talkative in the first place.
Eh?
I said I was never that talkative in the first place.
My rods have been twitching the majority of the night. Like I said, they're just not converted.
It is a very, very frustrating. I don't know whether I'd rather not have a bite all night.
Then have them sit there going, nah, 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 nah.
Exactly. And that's what I honestly feel that's what they're doing.
On your line, I hope.
Well, you've got to hand it to these rags. This one's been sat there with a bait needle through its guts for the last 25 minutes or so.
The fighters, aren't they?
And it's still trying to bite me.
Yeah, they're fighters. I've never seen. I mean, I've never seen. I thing is, I don't buy rag all that often. But I've never seen them that big.
Well, as I say, down south, these are the king rag. They're huge and very beautiful.
They're almost too big for the hooks we're actually using.
They are far too big for the hook that I'm using.
Why? What have you just tied on?
One though. Well, you know, you've got to, anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's your vape?
Trouble is, you get to a point, or at least I do, and you can't even be bothered to put your rod back in the rod holder.
I just slide it inside the quiver. That's part of the reason why I bring the quiver. I did it at Easington. I was that miffed. I just put them in the quiver. But then I'm kicking myself because when I've got it out here, I've seen a slight knot, a slight bend in one of the legs on this bottom eye.
I made a mistake when I made this rig up, and I didn't put any springing on it, just that loop of line.
Yeah, the mono's
tangling.
not strong enough.
No, but I can't do any worse than what I've done with that.
No, we can't get any less bites, can we really? Well, no, we can get, well,
I can't get any less fish.
No, we can't get any less fish. Yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, guys, you've listened to me and Ed ramble on for however long. I'll pop you back on time lapse and I'll see you in a bit. Probably with an outro. Okay guys, we're calling it. We're calling it. There's not a lot going on the wall. We can't convert bites or nudges to bites to fish. Judging by the elation that went off whilst I was recording the last segment, down the other end of the wall, they're exactly the same. I've messaged the fellas down behind you now, down to the left. They've had nothing. We're cold. We're hungry. Yeah, Ed's losing the will to live. I don't know if those rods are showing up on camera for you guys. I don't know if I've actually framed it with the rod tips in. Let's put the rod tips in for you. But that entire sort of 25-minute segment I just recorded, and the subsequent majority of the time lapse that I also just recorded, I had that squid and lug in the water, and the rods stopped dead. You know, for all intents and purposes, there wasn't bait in the water as far as the fish were concerned. I just rebaited up with some rag, sent them both, and whilst neither of them have particularly had a bite, neither of them have stopped shaking, ever so slightly. So I don't know, maybe, well, I don't know, maybe there's got to be something out there, hasn't there? There's got to be pin whiting, well, maybe not whiting, but really small schoolie bass, or Rocklin. Yeah, Rocklin. Because I mean, if there were flatties, we'd have landed one. But it just was not to be. I knew I should have messaged you last night to see if you wanted to come last night. I knew I should have done. But vision's always 20/20 in hindsight, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Unless, so this is last cast for me. Ed's already packed up. Unless there's a fish, and I'll insert, if there is a fish, I'll do what I normally say and then never have to do it. I'll insert a picture if there is one. But if not, it's another blank. Hey ho, they happen. You should subscribe anyway.
No, it should. It's a good channel to watch.
Thank you for your kind words. The continued support of people like Adrian is the reason why I do it, and it's the reason I bring you along on these adventures, and it's the reason I put out videos that perhaps are lacking in fish. Yeah, I do appreciate you coming along and sticking with me. Yeah, please do subscribe. Please do press that like button or the dislike button. It makes no difference. It's all interactions in YouTube's eyes, and it tells me how you feel. I don't like that they've taken the number away from the side of the disc. It tells me in the studio how many dislikes, and there's sort of 1 or 2 on every video, which is happy days. I bet now I've said that, it's going to skyrocket on this one, isn't it? Yeah, there's always like one dislike on every video. You can almost follow them because you'll see. But yeah. Anyway, it's YouTube semantics. Let's not get into that. Guys, tight lines, stay safe. Whatever you're doing, stay safe. So the plan is for next weekend to go down to Mablethorpe. I think I'll either be taking Kurt or I'll be going on my own. I'm meeting up with, hopefully with Big Dan UK, from Big Dan UK. He's not called Big Dan UK. His channel is Sea Fishing with Big Dan. Or Sea Fishing UK with Big Dan. And hopefully with Bogue UK as well, down at Mablethorpe. We're going to target a ray, which probably means it's going to be a blank, but we're going to actually target something, I think. I'm tempted to take 3 rods, just so that I can have one out there for the flatties. We'll have to wait and see. See how the mood takes me. It's close enough to the car to be able to cart a large amount of gear, so I don't see why not. Sort of a tripod and a sand spike and an extra rod. And it's been ages since I've had the red Cinetic out, so I might actually have to do that. I might put a multiplier on the Fury, so you might all be able to laugh at me trying to wind a multiplier in that I've put on the wrong way around. And have the other 2 with the fixables on. Don't know. Do get involved in that conversation. I would be interested to know what the more experienced and knowledgeable fishermen out there in the YouTube land would have done to convert some of these nudges and knocks to bites and to fish on the bank. Subscribe. I'll see you later. I'll stop ranting.